Woke up to the come down, dreams that never stay. Even when you make the rules, I break them anyway. Coming like you used to, drop it at the door. Leave me desperate and elated, like I couldn't want you more. Take me back to that night, just you, your room, when we were saying nothing. I got so close to loving you, like we were on to something.
It's not your first time for Vivienne Westwood.
No, it's like my fourth time working with Vivienne. I mean, it's Vivienne, I love them.
But everything is changed now.
I'm sad that she's not here, but then the looks also, it just makes me happy to be here again to work with her, even though she's not here still. We still get to celebrate her. She was an icon, she was a true icon, she was a legend.
Is there something in particular that you remember about Vivienne before the show, during the show, after the show?
Okay, I love her because I thought of her as a very daring woman who would go all out there, and that's how I saw Vivienne, and that's something I'd live to remember her for who she is. She inspired me in so many ways because it's like seeing how confident, outgoing, everything about her was just insane, amazing. I know, let's not talk about it, I'm gonna cry. Anyway, yeah.
Not here, please, there is the mirror. Fantastic, thank you.
Excited for the show?
Always, yes. I love doing Vivienne Westwood's show.
It's not your first time for Vivienne Westwood show, no?
No, my first Vivienne Westwood show actually was exactly 30 years ago.
Okay, so you know Vivienne very, very well.
I knew Vivienne and Andreas, yes.
How is Andreas today?
He's amazing. I can't imagine how nervous he must be. He has so much kind of expectation, and curiosity. People are wondering what he will do now that it's just him. And I feel he's done a really special, beautiful collection of familiar Vivienne textures and shapes, and then some new stuff,
Memory of Vivienne.
Memory, like these boots, I think are so memory of Vivienne. But then you see some of the ones with the sneaker bottom, the trainer bottom, they're very new. A boot that has just a completely new shape. And there are some of the textures, some of the prints, like the sweater is kind of newish. And some of the prints, some of the shapes are just very new. And I feel like he's done a really good job of honoring her memory while really saying something new of his own.
Is there something in particular that you remember about Vivienne during the first fashion show you did? How many years ago, sorry?
30. 30. Yeah, I remember, visually in images as a punk rock woman, she always was so tough. And then really when I got to meet her, that she was so kind and soft-spoken, and she always remembered people's names. She was very present and conscientious and kind of not narcissistic, not wrapped up in herself and how she was coming off, but really very with you, which was a surprise for me. I kind of expected more of a superstar, but she was a grounded, real, whole human being.
A lot of people today here to give their personal support to Andreas too, no?
Yes, exactly. So many, there's so much love also. I feel she was the queen not only of fashion and punk rock, but she was the queen of this queendom. And what she brought, what she magnetized is a family here, a fashion family who love each other, who respect each other. And, up until the last minute, they may be harried and getting everything together, but they're kind to each other, and it's a real family. And so for me to step back in, because I have been away, I have raising my daughter and raising goats, and so to step back in and see these people, some of whom I know from back then and some of whom are new, but it doesn't matter because the ethos of this connection, of this family and presence that Vivienne is really the seed of, it has grown and grown into, a great big old oak tree of this ethos.
Thank you so much for your beautiful story, your beautiful words. Enjoy the show.
Thank you. You enjoy the show too.
And I remembered a long time ago, right at the beginning when I met her, she described once a collection to me where these people came from the north, from the country, and they came and invaded London in that case, and just changed the whole thing over. And they were all, dressed in their gears and stuff. And it stuck with me, that picture, that vision, and because I like this. I think she was extremely drawn to the countryside and to nature and all of this, and cared a lot about it, as we know. Of course she was as well a city girl, and and so am I. So I kind of connect that. I think it's a bit like this, back to the country, yeah, somehow.
What about the skirt, Andreas? The skirt you created together, you and Vivienne, no? You are remaking it.
This masturbation skirt.
Masturbation skirt, yes.
It's just this skirt which gets all muddled up in your crotch, as they say. But the great thing about it, and in those days you couldn't see it, but it's just draped through. It's very clever. It's just a square of fabric, of lightweight tartan or whatever it is, and then it has some loops inside, and the string goes through in a certain way, and you just pull it up and tie it. And I did it a bit different this time and showed the string. But the interesting thing is that I draped this skirt. I remember myself and stuff, and pinned in and all of this, and she really wanted it to be undone so that you could make it flat and iron it and stuff. So she was this real practical, I never thought about things. If you can wash something, or I don't know. Once another thing, this has nothing to do with the collection, but the great thing as well, I've trimmed everything with cock feathers. And she really wanted, and they were on shirting. It was an interesting combination. And she really wanted the jackets to be washed. So she said, let's do some loops, and then we just looped them on with little bows, Things like this. So you could just take your boa just off, and then you can put it in the washing machine, iron it again, and tie it on.
What is your feeling now, Andreas?
I feel better now talking to you for some reason. I don't know why.
Thank you so much.
Here we are, right back at the beginning. Nothing seems to change at all. You and I got caught in the middle.
It's a great show, the first one in memory of the great Vivienne. What do you think about Vivienne Westwood and the way she changed the world of fashion?
Well, she was a maverick and really inspired all of us. Anyone who ever put a safety pin in a shirt owes her a debt of gratitude. And she taught us to do things differently and to break rules. And this was a beautiful, gesture and testament to her incredible work. So happy to be here to support, and she was an amazing artist. So.
What do you think about the work of Andreas?
I mean, it's a very emotional day, and happy to be here to support him and the new chapter. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
Grazie.
Just don't give up.
just a few words about this great fashion show, the first one of a new era, no?
I think it's fabulous. It's a beautiful homage to her. I thought it was her that did it, you know, truly, honestly. I think he did fabulously well. Heritage is there, you know, truly she's there. And it's still, completely Vivienne Westwood, what she brings. And I am very much emotional because honestly, she influenced me, like London influenced me, you know. By the way, like all the 70s, I was like going a lot, wanted to live in London because of the eccentricity and because of the...
Do you remember when you met Vivienne for the first time?
Oh, I met her, I think when she started like to, at the time of the, when she was doing the shop Sex, no, it's after, when she started to make her own collection, I met her and I think she was fantastic. She was with Malcolm McLaren at that time. And I met Malcolm McLaren before I met her, and after I met her, I think she was, and she is the queen of fashion, English fashion, and all over the world.
Merci beaucoup, Monsieur Coty.